been actually a really interesting journey for me. In 2006, I was a stay-at-home mom. I had 3 kids under the age of 10. And at this time I was writing a book. There was a lot of things going on in my life that, everyday life of a mom, but there was a lot of drama in my husband's business. And really, to make a long story short, he ended up losing a $50 million company. So we lost our cars were repossessed, our home was foreclosed upon, and here I was, a single mom with 3 little ones and only a book to sell. And I had a small wellness practice where I was working as a life coach. And so I'm looking at the ashes of my life and I'm thinking, what do I do with this? My book was called Mystic in a Minivan, so it wasn't exactly like highly marketable. It was just a fiction book about my journey. So, I just rolled up my sleeves and said, I can figure this out. And so I started with a literary agent, and it just was taking a really long time. And I thought, I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm just going to create my own media company and publish the book myself. And so I went through that whole journey of publishing a book, printing out my own books. I ended up getting through a distribution company called New Leaf, went on a book tour and hired a publicist. Was just doing everything in my power to market and sell this book, and ended up taking my last $50,000 to just get this book out there, because I thought, well, this is all I have. I have this small practice, and then I have this book. And I clearly learned a lot on the way with this journey, but I thought I was doing everything right, but I still wasn't selling the book. And at one point, it got to the point where I was like, boy, what am I going to do here? I was relying on this. What is an ex-news reporter supposed to do for a living? Because my background is 10 years in TV news as an anchor and a reporter, but I had spent time staying home with the kids. And so at one point, it got to the point where I'd invested all this money, the book wasn't selling, and I thought, okay, I have 3 choices. I can go work at the Apple store, because I love technology. I can go back to school and become a journalism professor, because I have a master's degree in journalism, or I can just go on food stamps, which seemed ridiculous at the time, but sometimes our life just tumbles down this rabbit hole and we're not quite sure how to solve it. Well, I didn't take any of those options. I ended up meeting a man by the name of Mike Koenigs, and he did a lot around video marketing. And I was watching it and I thought, I think I can do that. So, because of my background in news. So I started creating videos around my book, Mystic in a Minivan. I got in my van and I was shooting videos about myself and my story. And over time, I just started building more and more momentum. I ended up with 7,500 friends on YouTube and just using different outlets in social media. And then before long, other authors were coming to me and saying, help me make videos about my books. And I realized how important it is that authors need to be able to use innovative technologies to get their books out there. And that oftentimes, like myself, the reason that people write books is because their life is falling apart. They have this event that has totally collapsed or been very traumatic, and they have this calling and they want to get that story out, but they're coming from, I call it the Phoenix experience. Everything's ashes and you have to rise up and share with the world your story, but you're coming from a place where you don't know how to do that. You just know that you need to do that.
If you'd like to learn more about Instant Celebrity Academy, you can visit our website at www.instantcelebrityacademy.com.